I was telling y'all a story earlier about we were going into dating older women a little earlier, and we were talking about stories from them. And I know
Hold on, wait. You were telling me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, me and Spence were going back and forth about dating older women.
Oh, okay.
Now
you were in the room though.
Yeah, you were actually right here listening to us talk about it, making noises and ad-libbing for Spence.
When?
5 minutes ago, prior to recording. But anyways.
Oh, you talk about that. Okay. I thought you talk about like an old episode.
The tribal chief's becoming an elder now, man.
He is. It's okay.
Hey, acknowledge me.
A few weeks ago, we were talking about how putting your business in a relationship online can sometimes have unexpected events. Now, Jada Pinkett, being an older woman, unfortunately has put Will Smith in a position again where she essentially came out and made comments on his bedroom performance. You guys, how do you feel about this?
Can we just call it what it is? No matter how much and this is not answering your question, no matter how much people love to call Future the most toxic person and he's this, that, and the third, we have to really anoint Jada Pinkett-Smith with this crown at this point, man. Let's just call a spade, because
the toxic queen.
Yeah, it was complete silence, utter silence. She's like, "Yo, the sex life between me and Will ain't really like that. He's not really doing what he needs to do." What? This is like kind of.
Well, did she say that he wasn't doing what he needed to do?
I'll get into what I got from what she said, but I'll let you go ahead, Spence.
Well, from what I've seen, and I'm not saying that's verbatim. That's not verbatim what she said.
That's not.
Oh, okay. It's like paraphrasing.
Yeah. All right. How about you just let it lay out what it is exactly, so we're all on the same page.
So what I got from what she said essentially was, at points in times, I expected Will Smith to know what was on my mind. I expected Will to know what was on her mind, I guess. And be able to, know what she wanted when she wanted it. Now, here's my thing.
If someone loves, because she said,
you're right. If somebody loves you, they should know.
Yeah, they should just know where her spots are because he loves her.
Now, I know for a fact, all of us have heard that from somebody at some point in our lives. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Yeah,
lie. You never heard that?
You be having them type of issues, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Y'all liars.
Nigel, if you really loved me, you would know how you would.
And that's why you know what that sounds like, because you heard it before. So that's that. Yeah, you were perfect too. That's exactly what it sounded like.
Yo, you're mad.
I'm not. But that's what I got from it though. Like, to me, I felt like she said some stuff that I've heard, women say when they were younger. I don't necessarily agree with it. I mean, obviously nobody's a mind reader, but I mean,
So do you think that she's wrong for putting out what she did?
I mean, she's saying that's how she felt at some point in time. Like, I think she was wrong at that point in time. I don't know why she decided to say it. But I think a lot of women can relate to that though.
Well, why is she? It was during a Red Table Talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those. She got on a platform where historically she's been an open book about things that some people are not going to favor what she's saying. So I'm like, is she necessarily wrong? Because if you watch that show, you should be expecting something like, "Hey, man, she about to say something crazy." But so I felt like Will Smith, unfortunately, got the bad end of the stick on this Red Table Talk deal. But I mean, is she really wrong for saying what she's saying out publicly on this show, on this platform, when people know, hey, she's been doing it? Are they? And I'm just saying that, like, when her saying what she said, like, yeah, damn, that sucks and that's unfortunate. And once again, Will is, in the doghouse, right? No, I mean, it's unfortunate for him. It's really sad. But I don't know. I'm just not surprised. I saw a comment saying, like, she ain't shit. And I'm like, I didn't say that, but.
I don't know, but she said it like it was like in the past, though. Now, I don't really feel like she should have put it out at all. That's my thing. Like, just why say it?
I mean,
Go ahead. My bad. My bad.
Well, I would say this though. Now, granted, I think I'm not sure about everyone else, but at least I know, speaking for myself, I didn't see the clip that followed the conversation that proceeded after that to know if maybe there was some tying those loose ends up. But my thing is that at some point there's certain conversations we all know, like when you're in a relationship, no matter if you're talking about that person or not, typically it's always going to be inferred by anybody who you're talking to, because they're going to base it off of, if you're talking about having bad communication skills or bad sexual experience with your partner, I'm automatically going to think, oh, this person is probably talking about the person they're currently with, unless they're putting a preference of like an ex. But if they're like, oh, like if I'm with someone and they should love me, da da da. So I mean, I don't know. I think they're in those type of situations. I guess it makes sense only because she was trying to pull more from her guest, but at the same time, like I've said before, and I think many people, all of us, and I'm quite sure many people listening can agree, like certain conversations you don't have just because you don't want to possibly embarrass your partner at the root of it. And I think that might be something that, I don't know. I think it all depends on the person, though.
I feel like
relationship. I think it depends on the person.
I feel like that's something a woman would say to one of her friends, just not on the radio or on a podcast. That's all.
No, don't. So this is not like off topic, but it's kind of related to what you just said. Piggying back off of it. I know piggying is not a word, but fuck it. And fuck you for the grammar police. So Sin Santana, you guys know her, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So she came out on, I guess it was a radio station or maybe a podcast. And she was basically saying like, hey, black men like Spanish women or something like that. And they typically choose us over black women or something. So she got a lot of backlash and shit like that. Now, I don't think Santana is like a racist woman or anything like that. Nor I don't think like that comment had like racial intentions. Was it a dumbass comment? Absolutely. Did it need to be said publicly? No. But what I mean by mentioning her is people do come out and say stuff they shouldn't be saying publicly more often than what we think. That's why I said, like, I'm not entirely surprised. Like, she's kind of done this before, letting her business out there to the public. Yeah. So I'm not surprised it happened again. So I'm not saying that she's wrong in revealing it on her platform, but she may be doing wrong by Will Smith by talking about something that I don't know. We don't know if he was cool with that or not.
Yeah. I mean, and I can agree to that. Like, it's not necessarily wrong to have a conversation on the topic, but I think it, like we said before, it really all depends on the person's relationship.
Yeah.
At the root of it all, because like when the whole thing was going on with her and August Alsina, because like you said before, she has a history of these type of conversations coming out at some point in time. Even then, like he was very silent throughout the whole thing. And then of course, stuff came up in terms of like what maybe he may have been doing. So more often than not, people are saying like, hey, everybody, just because you see something doesn't necessarily mean that's like what all there is. So, I mean, who knows? Who really knows at the end of the day? Like it's at the root of it all, it's their business. Like it's their relationship, and they're gonna figure out like they're more often than not, they're not gonna not be together after all of this. So
poor Will.
Yeah. No, it definitely is poor Will.
Yeah, man, I hear you. It's just funny.
All I know is I'll say this before like leaving this conversation. I did see something on Twitter that was like Will wouldn't even want her to die because then she would be able to fuck Tupac in the afterlife or something. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
They keep on bringing out Tupac in this shit, man. Like
they find a way somehow.
I mean, she come out and said like, I think about him every day.
But I mean, but at the same time, right? I would expect that if that's someone that you had like a close relationship with,
right?
Yeah,
no, right. I just think because of her, people are making it into jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Of course, the internet's going to be the internet.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's nothing wrong with her saying that. You know what I mean? But all this stuff together just doesn't make for a nice mix. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm trust me, I'm quite sure Will Smith